Going forward, that's what I'm going to use this channel as. You don't want to hear me talk about sports. There's so many people that do such a better job talking about sports than I do. I don't think there's anybody out there that can talk about the app that they built for sports and give you updates on a weekly basis on if it's going well or not.
Celtics beat the Knicks behind the heroics of none other than Luke Kornet. That's right. In Jason Tatum's absence, Luke Kornet has the game of his life. Celtics take Game 5. We'll talk about it. We'll also talk about the first women's league to come to RateGame. That's this Friday with the WNBA. Very excited for that. And finally, we'll talk about what is this channel, and more importantly, what am I doing with it, and why should you watch? All that and more on a special edition of the Rate Recap presented by RateGame Sports with your host, Nick Mark George. Let's dive in.
All right. So good morning. It's Thursday, day after the Knicks lost, day after the Celtics win. Congratulations to them. They took Game 5 at home. And I'm pretty fired up because if I manage to edit this right, that new intro that you just heard and this subsequent segue into me talking into the mic, this could be the winning formula. This could be kind of the format going forward. And so the reason why I've taken a little bit of a break here and I haven't been pumping out these weekly rate recaps is I've been watching all of these different YouTube channels and trying to get a feel for the most effective way to introduce a video quickly, tell you what the video is going to be about, and then kind of have like a little mini intro to the video itself that is aligned with the channel. So I came across this channel called, I think it's called Law and Order or Law and Crime or something. And the segment on the channel, it's called Sidebar. It's hosted by this guy named Jesse Weber. And what I love about it is Jesse is in the first 30 seconds of the clip, it's kind of an overlay of photos, as you just saw with me. And he's talking about what you're about to see in the video. So he's kind of like laying the agenda for why you should watch and what they're going to cover, which I absolutely love. He does a phenomenal job. Side note or sidebar, he's covering currently the Diddy trial, which is riveting stuff. So definitely check him out if you're into that kind of thing. Shout out Jesse Weber. Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. So that's what we'll be doing going forward. Hopefully, I think it's a winning formula, but obviously you will tell me, the viewer, if I stink or if it's something that you like. So without further ado, let's get to the agenda. So Celtics beat the Knicks handily. Celtics beat the Knicks without Jason Tatum. Luke Kornet had the game of his life. I think he ended up with 7 blocks, probably chipped in 10 points. I think he was like a block or two away from a triple-double in one of the rarer triple-doubles that you can get, which is double-digit points, double-digit rebounds, and then double-digit blocks. I'm not sure how many times that's been done in the NBA. But he was close, and that's a testament to him. He showed up, stepped up. I don't think he started the second half because he came off the bench for Porzingis, who's dealing with some kind of virus. And yeah, look, the Celtics rode the energy of the crowd. It's home crowd, the first time they won a game at home. First time the Knicks lost a road game in 5 games. So they beat the Pistons twice on their home court. They also beat Boston twice on their home court already. So this was their 5th shot at beating a team on their home court, which is extremely impressive, especially in the playoffs. And I'm not worried. Like, I think Celtics fans probably have a false sense of hope. They probably think that this is the moment they can kind of turn it around. They can use Jason Tatum's injury as a way to catapult themselves to a Game 7. And I'm smiling because I think it's cute. I think all the big Boston guys like Dave Portnoy and everybody just running their mouth like, you're delusional. Rightfully so. I'd probably be the same way, but the series is over. The series is going back to New York. The series is going to be on MSG on a Friday. And we have the first opportunity in 25 years to go to the Eastern Conference Finals with a win. I caution anybody, any civilian who might be watching this in New York City, stay away from 7th Avenue on your commute home. If you had planned to meet somebody for dinner or drinks in that area and you're not a basketball fan, you're not a Knicks fan, which at this point, if you're going to that area and you don't know what's happening, shame on you. Final say on this is it's going down on Friday. It is going down on Friday. It is going to be the most chaotic scene on that little strip there where they're going to shut it down when the Knicks win. And the Knicks are going to win, folks. The Knicks, this has been 25 years in the making. I'm 35 years old. Last time they were in the conference finals, I was 10. So I really don't have fond memories of that. I really don't have like even core memories that I can kind of dip into. I know the team was just a bunch of scrappy dudes like Sprewell, like Oak, like, Mason. We had like all the players. But for a lot of Knicks fans, especially ones that are a little bit younger than me, we've been waiting our lives. We've been waiting a lifetime for this moment. So I'm happy for Boston that they got the win. I think it's a feel-good moment. I think that they got a lot of false hope, which I also love, especially for guys like David Portnoy, who is a clown. Guy is an absolute clown show. Has no business running his mouth the way he is. I get it. He's really good at what he does. He gets clicks. He gets eyeballs. But I saw the guy sitting courtside. His girlfriend looks like a child. It's weird. She honestly has the statue and she had a hat on the whole night. They kept showing him because he was courtside, and I thought it was his like you would not be. You would not be wrong to think that was his daughter, but everybody knows Dave Portnoy doesn't have any kids, doesn't want them. So, weird thing going on for them. I think the age gap is probably close to his idol, Bill Belichik and Jordan Hudson, but we won't go there, put it that way. So next thing on the agenda is the first professional women's league that's coming to RateGame. And it's coming this Friday. It is the WNBA, and I am so excited because it's been a long time coming. I've always gotten a lot of requests from users, from fans saying like, "Hey, can you please add? There's a women's hockey league that I didn't know about, WNBA." So this was just the natural progression, right? WNBA, I think, is peaking right now. You have a lot of star power in that league with Caitlin Clark, with Angel Reese, with, I don't want to butcher this, but I think it's a Ja Wilson. You also have like Brittany Griner. I know 5 years ago, I was a huge fan of Elena Deladon because she went to my alma mater, UDEL. I don't think she plays anymore, but I'm so excited to have this as the first professional women's league in RateGame. It's about damn time. I also have lined up what I feel is one of the premier TikTok creators that is focusing exclusively on the WNBA. So if she comes on board today or tomorrow before the actual season kicks off, which is this Friday, I will be making that announcement. So stay tuned. And, it's the first time that we're going to have a creator that will be with us from season start through the playoffs and the finals. Finals, by the way, the last team to win the finals last year is the New York Liberty. So we got a lot of things cooking here. And I didn't even shout out, look at this shirt that I'm wearing. How beautiful is that? Look at this design. So modeled in the way of the subway. This is the red line, and then the blue line. All these lines all lead to Penn Station, which is where you get off to go to Madison Square Garden. Shout out. I think this company's name is Athletic Fits or Athletic Logos. He designed some incredible shirts. I think he's from Brooklyn. But WNBA is coming this Friday. Super excited for it. If you're a WNBA fan, you should join RateGame. You should get on there. Love to follow you. My handle is just @Nick, and I'll have a little graphic here in my profile somewhere. So yeah, we got that, and we got the final thing that I want to talk about. This is the third topic of conversation here for this channel. So keyword in that line is channel. So I've been doing a lot of thinking, And I've been going back to the drawing board. I've been doing a lot of watching of other people's channels, as I mentioned, to see, what it is that YouTube really fosters from a, I would say, an audience perspective, right? Like, how do some of these folks have some incredible followings? How do they have like millions of people that subscribe to their channel? And how I have broken it down is essentially into three buckets. You have some folks who are like super interesting or good looking, or they, in the case, let's say Mr. Beast, for example, right? Extremely high production quality with videos that are attention grabbing. I don't want to say clickbaity, because the only thing that's really clickbaity about it is his thumbnail. And he actually is, I think, brilliant, because he goes on podcasts and pretty much anybody who will give him a platform, and he says like, hey, this is the formula for how you make good YouTube videos and get people to watch. You do outlandish things with an insane budget. You make incredible thumbnails. And now there's, so many different people that are trying to be like Mr. Beast. So that's like bucket number one, right? It's like these like true YouTube creators who use the platform to create. Then there is this second bucket, which I think is more like professional and I would say informative, like documentary style or topic based content that is either recurring or it is, made from a point of like expertise. And so, you have like folks that speak really eloquently on or lay the groundwork for the JFK assassination, or some of these folks that like go travel to insanely hard to get into countries, right? There's this guy, his name is like Bald and Broke. This guy, Bald and Broke, absolutely fascinating channel. Guy goes to the most insane countries you could ever imagine and takes you there. He like filming the whole time. He recently just went to Ukraine, like post bombing of one of their cities, which was just like jaw dropping. I've never seen any content like it. I don't think any investigative reporter or journalist is doing what he's doing. You should absolutely check him out. So that's like number two, right? You have the shock and awe people who are like creating something, doing experiments like Mr. Beast. Then you have the folks like Broken Bald who are bringing you like really cool perspective, fresh content, taking you places that you never thought possible, giving you like a behind the scenes look. And you have like this third bucket where it's like people who are passionate about something and they are really good at YouTube. They're really good at talking at YouTube. They have like really good graphics and production. Their videos are like 10 to 15 minutes and they're telling you how to get good at YouTube. Pretty much, they're telling you all these hacks. Like they're telling you how your graphics should be, how you should edit, how consistent you should be posting, when you should be posting. It's like these growth hackers, I'll put it, right? So I've been watching them. I've been watching like the Broken Balds of the world. Shout out Jesse Weber and Sidebar. And I'm trying to say like where do I fit in these buckets? And we'll have to edit that. We'll have to cut that because my wife just came home from a business trip and I heard the door opening, so I knew that there was going to be an interruption in what I was saying. I've also toned down the volume a little bit because she's trying to take a nap. So where was I? Yeah. So we have the three buckets, right? The third bucket is somebody who's trying to teach you something, or they are really good at YouTube and they're like growth hackers. Excuse me. And there's a lot of folks out there that are really good. I watch their videos. I learn from them. There's certainly a market, right? Or kind of like this group of people that does that. There's actually a fourth bucket too. And that fourth bucket is like the video podcast. It's basically like, Theo Vaughn, Joe Rogan. There's a podcast that I love called All In, where it's almost like you're watching them talk. You could listen to what they're saying, or you could watch them as they talk to each other and get the video and the audio component of it. So I'll put that as like bucket number 4. So like where do I fit in those, right? Like am I coming to you producing like insane quality videos with contestants and like money on the line like Mr. Beast? No. Am I speaking about a topic, a historical thing, or current events, or something where I present myself as the expert, and I am kind of taking you along the journey, like broken bald or bald and broke. No. Am I somebody who's really good at YouTube, who can actually use the things that I've learned to teach others to grow their channel? Absolutely not. Am I a podcast? Do I have other people on with me besides my wife, who I've done that expose video with? Am I Theo Vaughn? Am I those guys? No, not yet anyway, right? I don't really have enough of a following to get people on this channel. So what do I have? What do I have here that's unique? Why should you follow this channel? What am I doing here that nobody else is doing? And I've come to the realization, the conclusion, that it is RateGame, right? So RateGame is, yes, an app that is free and is consumer facing, right? So it's a consumer app, meaning like Facebook in the early days, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok. It's free to download, and it's meant for the individual, the person. In my case, RateGame is a sports app, right? So I'm now kind of taking you to where I am in this little marketplace, in this segment of apps. It's a sports app for sports fans to rate sports games that they watch from 0 to 10. It's also social media for that. Okay. What it is not is an app for gambling. Okay. So if you think about the Venn diagram of sports and technology and sports media at large, there's basically this huge intersection of gambling and the companies that run these sports books and their deep pockets, and then traditional sports media like the ESPNs of the world, the Fox Sports of the world, even like Barstool obviously is like ingratiated with DraftKings, right? So everywhere you look in sports today, somebody's got something going on with some sort of sports book that has an app like DraftKings, FanDuel, MGM, Bet365. The list, there's so many. I cannot keep up with how many gambling apps and companies there are and how many sponsorships they have with the sports media that I have grown up watching. But, if I'm being super candid with you, it's just like hard to watch because every other segment is about gambling. So here comes RateGame, right? Here comes me as the person who built RateGame. Here comes me kind of carrying my little flag saying like, hey, there's an alternative here that is free, that there's no catches, that there's no in-app purchases. And my entire mission statement and my goal and my North Star is to get RateGame into as many sports fans' hands as possible and to get them to use it. So therein lies the challenge, right? And that's what I'm doing when making these videos. That's what I'm doing when I post on TikTok or Instagram or run, the RateGame social on X, right? I'm trying to get the word out about RateGame. I'm trying to get folks to use it, sports fans to use it, because what I've seen is when that happens and we get people consistently rating games of like their favorite teams, then the community starts to form and build. And so I've been doing this for a year. I've built RateGame in 38 days. Last March, I launched it for one sport, which is March Madness. And speaking to you today, I just talked about the WNBA. That's going to be the 9th league that we have in RateGame. And we're not stopping, right? So I'm going to just keep adding leagues because in doing so, I'll tap into new fan bases. The biggest challenge that I have, and I'm not going this alone. I'm working with my wife. She is my co-founder, investor. We are equal parts in this thing all the way, is raising awareness and getting people to download and give it a try. We found that if we're able to do that, some percentage of people, and it's very small, probably less than 10, don't just use it once, they use it multiple times, because the natural comparison or kind of relationship that they can make from what RateGame does as a utility or a service is to like Letterboxd or IMDb. It's a way to track the games that you watch, write a little blurb about what you thought of the game or why it was important to you, and marry that to a numeric value that you thought, the game was out of 10. So in the same way you rate a movie, in the same way you rate the restaurant that you've been wanting to go to, in the same way you rate the hotel, the trip, the Uber driver, the dog walker, that's what RateGame is, but for sports, right? So there's no gambling, there's no ads, and I am on this crusade to make this thing a household name. And so what I think this channel would do well to serve, people that watch channels, and what I can kind of make as the mission statement is I want to give you an inside look at RateGame, not just the app, but the business and the company. Because at the end of the day, it is a company, right? It's an LLC. It's something that I incorporated with the idea that, eventually I would be able to monetize. And when I say monetize, right, that means like through advertising. RateGame is free. RateGame is, there are no ads right now, right? So it's for the fans. It's free fun for the fans. It's for all ages. And it's intentionally built that way. I don't want there to ever be any sort of gambling associated with this, because I want it to be for all ages and all sports fans across the globe. And so some of the things that are coming, right, some of the deadlines that I've been hearing to, in order for me to determine if this is going to work or not, is the World Cup, which is a little over a year away, which is coming to New York in America and Canada and Mexico. And the second year, like we're in the second year now. So that we have a second NFL season coming. We're currently in the midst of the second baseball season. We're currently wrapping up the second NBA playoffs. We're currently wrapping up the first NHL playoffs. We have the first WNBA league in. So what I think would be interesting for you, because I don't think anybody else is doing it, is a look behind the scenes of what it takes to not only make an app, but to get it into people's hands and to get people using it. That's the hardest part. So I think, if at least, thinking for myself, I would be super interested to see if somebody came up with an idea, had an app, if they were honest and upfront and transparent in how it's going, when they failed, what they're working on, and most importantly, like the actual measurements of the app itself, like how many people are using it, how many people do you need to use it in order to potentially monetize it through advertising. So I think going forward, that's what I'm going to use this channel as. You don't want to hear me talk about sports. There's so many people that do such a better job talking about sports than I do. I don't think there's anybody out there that can talk about the app that they built for sports and give you updates on a weekly basis on if it's going well or not. And so that is my promise to you. I will use this channel and these rate recaps to take you behind the scenes, to show you how we're doing, and to basically let you have a front row seat, because there's two things that are going to happen. Either we're going to run out of money, me and my wife, in building this thing, and we're going to come up short, or the word will get out and we'll reach critical mass and we'll have folks rating games, and we'll be able to rate the World Cup together, not just as sports fans, but as countrymen, women, people, right? Because it's the World Cup. It is a global event, and it's coming right here to New York City, and the final's actually being played in my backyard, which is where I watch the Jets at MetLife Stadium. I can't believe that's where the final is. Sell the team, Woody Johnson. But that's next year, okay? So from now until then, my promise to you, the viewer, the person that'll be watching me, is I will share how it's going. And I will give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. Yeah. So I hope you made it this far. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.